Tonight on Film Junkee Live, James Gunn has been answering fans like crazy in the past week about the costume, about castings, about the Reevesverse. Yeah, that's interesting. Guilty! Jonathan Majors found guilty today and has been fired as Kang, so now the question is, do they just get rid of the character or do they recast? Box office! Wonka came out this weekend, so let's see how that did. Something tells me it wasn't that chocolatey. Rebel Moon, baby! Let's talk about those interesting reviews, as well as my experience at the LA premiere. All that and so much more tonight on Film Junkee Live. Seen it twice now. Better the second time. Can't wait for you guys to see it. And I can't wait for the haters to watch it, hate watch it, and give it all those views so we get so much more.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Come on, there we go. Jeez, my little stream deck. That sounded funny. My Stream Deck thing, my little console, was not working quite properly right there. Anyways, guys, welcome to Film Junkee Live. It's Monday. Man, we're a week away from Christmas. Jeez, 2 weeks away from the new year. Insane what is happening. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like, thumbs up, share the stream, do all that. Much appreciated if you do so, just saying. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's see who's out there, huh? Let's see, how do we go? There we go. Right there, how we doing? All right. We got Mr. Fear Jason right here. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, we got Erica here. What's the biggest Christmas present this year, and why is it Rebel Moon? It's a good Christmas present, I will say that. We got Mr. Axel right here. Mr. Droga, what is happening? Good to see you. And Naval right here. Hello, hello. And we got Mama Film Junkie right here as well. Great to see you. I want to thank you again for taking it. Yes, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, for sure. Long day. Definitely was a long day, and we're going to, of course, talk a little bit about it, too, of course. It'll be part of the, it'll be the fourth topic today. Yo, what's going on, Luke? Good to see you, buddy. All right. Who else we got? We got Stephanie T right here. Howdy. Good to see you. Okay, we got Super Godzilla's X Vlogs. Batman Brave and the Bold. Move on the way. Enjoyful. Okay. Some emojis right there. I'm like, whoa. What's going on, Antonio? Good to see you. Always great to see you, of course, Mr. McKenzie. Hey, Russ is actually making it be known with his caps lock still on, of course, which is always the running joke, right, Russ? Always the running joke. You gotta love that, right? I know you do. What's going on, Max Wolf? Night Danger. What up, Dave? My thoughts on Jonathan Majors got fired from Marvel. Wow, that sucks. I think Marvel is going to recast Kang. Why I think John Boyega will cast as Kang. Interesting. Yeah, I'll get everybody's casting choices when it comes to that as well. After we go over all the stuff. We got Sticko Media right here. Yo, what's happening? All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Saying hi to everybody. Cool. All right. Seems to be that's pretty much the chat right there for now. Like I said, guys, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and do that and everything. Like I said, we're going to be talking, by the way, Monday Night Football game on. Rebel Moon commercials. Solid right there. Tell you what, Netflix is definitely putting they're going all in with Zack. They're definitely going all in. So, and obviously it was like what I said in the opening. I cannot wait to, obviously I always say like streaming numbers or whatever sometimes because they could just put out basically whatever they want, but I just love the fact that there's going to be the haters out there going to be watching, and we're going to look at some of those reviews. Like I said, we're going to do a whole Rebel Moon thing as the last topic. Look at some of the reviews. We're not going to go over all of them. Not going to do like that whole thing, but we're just going to talk about some of the interesting ones. We kind of briefly talked about it on the Vodka stream, of course. So, but yeah, we're going to talk about, of course, also the box office, which one new movie coming out, and then of course we got Aquaman coming out this Friday. The reviews aren't coming out till Thursday. That should just tell you that much right there. So we can't talk about the reviews yet. But yes, we're also going to talk about Jonathan Majors and that news today. Guilty. Uh-oh. Where's that shot of Kevin Feige with his wide eyes? Just like, oh boy. Well, they probably already figured they were going to not have him anymore. So we'll talk about that. Guilty of 2 accounts. Yeesh, I think that's what it was, but we'll go over all that. But yeah, there's a lot of Superman Legacy, James Gunn news. I mean, he's been answering a lot of questions, and I'm like, God damn, James. Okay, I appreciate you're doing this, but man, reel it in a little bit, man. I tell you what. So, why so late with the reviews? Well, I only do this stream every Monday, and they came out after, so I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But is it a non-spoiler review? No. There's not going to be any spoiler. I'm not giving my review. My review is already up. And then we talked about it a little bit too on the Vodka stream. There's not going to be any spoilers. The spoiler discussion is happening this Friday on the Vodka stream. So that's what's happening. So watch it, of course, Thursday? And then show up on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to do a full-on panel discussion, and maybe hopefully some, special guests can actually come in there too as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We'll join and everything. Like I said, I can't wait for you guys to see Rebel Moon and see what everybody's thoughts and everything. Yep, that'll be a fun one, Mr. Everett, if you want to join. Should be a good time. All right, let's get to some tweets here, huh? Let's see what happened in the past week, because, they haven't really done, much up there, because obviously on Wednesday I went to the premiere, which, of course, we're going to talk about. So there's a lot of things that happened throughout the week, including some god-awful Madam Web posters. All right, well, there's Dakota Johnson right there. Her web connects them all. That's right. Try to connect them all. But yeah, these were released right here. How we feeling about these, huh? Are we liking these posters? Probably not. And then you got the one with the entire group, which is better because, you have what they look like and then what costumes they wear and everything. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh boy. Ugh. It just doesn't look that great. It just really doesn't look that great. So, that's just what they're doing. That's what they're doing over there at Sony. That's what they're doing over there in Sony. Little floaty heady. But it's not quite like the normal floaty heady. But yeah, I just looked at that and went, ew. I went, ugh, man. So, James Cameron talking about Avatar 3. which I'm excited for because I'm curious to see where he takes it. And apparently it's going to see a pretty significant time jump. I saw that it was for 6 years or something like that. There's going to be a 6-year time jump. And then it says right here also, James Cameron says that the big creative advance in Avatar 3 is just greater character depth. It's not about we're going to show you the best water effects ever done. Well, they already kind of did with number 2. I mean, those water effects were pretty damn amazing. You got more into the heart and soul of the characters. So, I mean, it's kind of funny because one of the reasons why I want to bring it up, I mean, first off, there's going to be like a time jump, which there should be, because obviously there has to be, because there's some characters that have grown up a little bit, for sure. But I like the fact that he said, we've already pretty much, this technology, I don't know where else you could take it unless you're just going to literally put the audience in water. But I like the fact that it's like, okay, this is going to be, we're going to advance in story. Not so much the technology, because again, you watch the Avatar 2, that the VFX is just so crisp and so just gorgeous right there. So there's an Avatar 3 update for you right there. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I got so many tabs open and they're all out of order. Ghostbusters! Look at this! There's Bill Murray, Paul Rudd. In the firehouse, obviously some shit went down because we all know that the villain, the ghost villain, is, likes it cold. So we could see, of course, the frost that is on the containment unit. That looks like there's a hole in the wall, so probably some ghosts bust out. They busted out. So Empire Magazine, of course, had Ghostbusters Frozen. Empire has Bill Murray back in the firehouse and a brand new big bad to bust. We're not in the post-Gozerian era, director Gil Kenan tells Empire. That's right. They're past Gozer now. I just wonder if Vigo is ever going to come back. But, yeah, there's a new image right there. Thought it was cool. And just great to see. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to get more Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson. There's probably going to be more than that we got in the in Afterlife, so that's all I could really hope for when it comes to at least that. So where's this? Okay, and then I'm gonna talk about this right here. Okay, so obviously, Rebel Moon just came out right now, and it was kind of interesting because when the reviews are coming out and everything, and then I think it was on Saturday. All of a sudden, I was getting tagged on things on Twitter, and somebody actually asked, is Henry Cavill in Rebel Moon? And I went, what the hell? Where did this come from? Not sure where it stemmed from. I think it had something to do with, I think Grace had something to do with it. Somebody might have said. I don't know. I was trying to figure out exactly where this rumor that Henry Cavill is in Rebel Moon. And then all of a sudden, this right here, which is happening in South Bank, London, this little globe right here, is basically, for some people, confirming that he might actually be a part of Rebel Moon, because if you listen to this right here, and make sure that's on, okay. So listen to this right here.
I know a place, a solar system. It exists in the furthest reaches of another universe. We can go there together.
Huh? What? Was that him? Was that him? Oh my God! No, that was not him. Come on, guys. Jeez. Yes, Axel, I see your tweet. It's not him. It's kind of interesting though, because you have Jimmy right there, and obviously we know who voices Jimmy. But that just sounds really cool though. But no, I don't. I'll give you this. It does sound like Cavill, but it's not Cavill. So it did sound like him, but I think it's just another somebody who did, I don't know, somebody who has a really good voice that had that. But yeah, I mean, that sounds creepy too, man.
It exists in the furthest reaches of another universe. We can go there together.
That's pretty cool. And they have their own little like sphere thing. That's kind of like how Vegas has it. But yeah, I was just seeing that. And a lot of people, I mean, there are people that are going, it's him, he's in it. And I'm just kind of going, no, No, I mean, it would be pretty cool if Cavill was in it. I would not hate that at all. And it would be quite a surprise if they kept that a secret. But I think Cavill's relationship with Netflix probably soured a little bit with The Witcher. And now he's over at Amazon doing that Warhammer series, because I know that got like officially, everything, contracts were signed. They're officially 100% going to dive into that world over at Amazon. So, and then some people are going, well, maybe he just has a favor to Zack, did something like this, but I'm like, I don't think so. It's definitely not. It sounds like him. It definitely sounds like him, but I could assure you that it's not. It's not. It's not him, even though that would be really cool. And then, of course, we have part 3 that could come out, and that hasn't been filmed yet, and there's probably going to be more characters added. It would be pretty sweet if there was a Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill reunion when it came to part 3. Would not hate that. But yeah, guys, it's not him. It's not him. So there you go. Just put that to bed. But I mean, some people were just freaking out. And then, of course, I tweeted something out, because I always like to tweet something out. I tweeted something out that said what? Now all of a sudden Henry Cavill's in Rebel Moon? And just a response to that tweet got a lot of traction, and which is interesting to see everybody's responses to it. I kept checking throughout the day. And people were either going, no, it's not, or laughing about it, or saying, like, it is him, it's him, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, guys. No. It's not. Don't worry. I can assure you it's not. Anyways, so there was that. I think, where was it? Yeah, there's all the Henry Cavill stuff right here. I just typed in Henry Cavill and found it. Oh, don't we miss the guy? But, let's see. There's this right here. See, this just got released by IGN a year after Amazon Studios announced it planned to start a universe of Warhammer programming produced by and starring Henry Cavill. Games Workshop has confirmed it has signed on a full agreement contract with Amazon, and the next stage can begin. So Cavill's going to be really busy with his own universe over at Amazon. So I highly doubt he's going to be working with Netflix. So there it is right there. Henry Cavill's Warhammer, 40,000 cinematic universe, now properly rolling. So there you go. Cavill is 100% over at Amazon right there. So that's pretty cool. David Ayer. Huh? Look at that. We got a new Joker image. There's Jared Leto's Joker. You gotta love it. You gotta absolutely love it. So we got David Ayer right here making some noise. He decided, you know what? I'm gonna make some noise this weekend. I'm gonna start pushing more Ayer cut stuff, which I love it, because I love the fact that now the bigger publications like Deadline and Variety and all of those are now paying attention to it. So when he starts talking, and the fact that his Beekeeper movie is coming out next month, I should say. Next year for sure. Yeah, same thing. Next year, next month, whatever. It's coming out. So he's going to probably be getting asked a lot about the Ayer cut. So there's going to be a lot of push for that. And he's not holding back. So he posted this image right here of Jared Leto's Joker. And I love this tweet right here. He says, I'm going to write a book about this fucking business someday. Hollywood is zero-sum psychological warfare. Boom. And I went, do it. Do it. Please. David Ayer, writing a book about Hollywood. Apparently, if he... I just hope he doesn't, like, kill his chances of getting more movies by doing that. But, hey, what can you do? And then he got right here, Arkham interview scene quick setup sketch. So he posted this little sketch for a storyboard, because obviously all directors do these little storyboards right here and make little drawings, and basically setting up the shot. Obviously Arkham, you got Harleen Quinzel, and yes, we have Joker right there. So he posted that. That was pretty cool, and then we scroll up. Let's see, we got right here, and then we got right here. We got a wall of all the sketches, because some people are just kind of wondering where this all came from. So we got all these like cool little storyboards right here, which we've seen some of these before. I think some of them get kind of leaked remember seeing, like, obviously we've seen some storyboards before when it came to his version of Suicide Squad. We've had those screenshots that have been tossed around, but don't post them. I remember not, just grabbing them, don't post them, because obviously Warner Brothers is going to be like, nope, you can't post those. So he posted a wall full of them. The fact that Warner Brothers, I'm just wondering if Warner Brothers is kind of going like, hey, can you stop doing that? Then I don't know. Seems like David Ayer is just like not giving any fucks right now. So that's good. We'd love that. Somebody says, does the red X over the scenes represent complete or cut? He says completed shot. I've had walls of storyboards in set. I play jazz a lot. but with this VFX-driven scenes with action boards, keep me out of a ditch. It's a grind, a beautiful grind. And then somebody asked right here, what are for you the most notable differences in the Joker character in your version that we hope to see soon? David Ayer says, Joker is a formidable, intense, and a force of nature in my cut. Not unfocused and silly. In my cut, he has a story arc that hangs powerfully over the entire film. Which, yes, if you've seen some of the concept art, and even when David Ayer has talked about the Joker before, you could tell that the Joker had more of an arc in his movie. Now, the studio cut has just, like he said, made him silly and not really anything. He was just kind of a background character. Didn't really go anywhere. It was just all like Joker, Harley, little things like that. But we all know that final act, that final battle, that he is supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. He's not supposed to just crash in the helicopter and then show up at the end to break out Harley. Not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to be that way. So it's great that we know that there is and again, I remember when it was revealed that Jared Leto's Joker was going to be in the additional photography for Zack Snyder's Justice League for the Nightmare sequence. That caused a high trend when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because let's face it, Jared Leto is popular. He's a popular fella. I don't know why. Maybe because, he's like 50 years old and he looks like he's 25. Maybe that he is talented, singing, got a band, pretty popular. Maybe he's won an Academy Award, something like that. But yeah, it was pretty popular. So I'm just kind of going like, yeah, push the fact. And it would be awesome if Jared Leto actually were to help out in trying to get, he's already said that he would like to see it for sure. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, just posting other stuff. But I think that was pretty much it. But he was posting, a lot of things over the weekend. And, of course, posting some stuff. Hey, look at that. He retweeted me. Showing the round 2 of that. So, yeah, just posting things. And then, let's see, continued on, of course. Somebody was giving him shit. Let's see if there's other stuff. There's the Beekeeper poster. Can't wait. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Jason Statham. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, too, right there. He retweeted that. That's a pretty cool, unique Christmas tree right there. But, yeah, I think that was pretty much it when it came to all that. Yeah. So, there you go. Release that freaking Ayer cut, man. Come on. All right, where am I at now? I got so many tabs. So little time. Okay, and then I want to talk about this. Let's just talk about this a little bit. Because this tweet right here, obviously we had this video, because Zack Snyder was making the rounds, doing press junkets for Rebel Moon. And this video was surfacing, and so I just retweeted it because I'm sure you guys have seen it. And let's just watch it here real quick.
I know you said that you wouldn't be back except for The Dark Knight Returns, but I don't know, if Netflix finally has it and you could hypothetically continue, would you be open to it?
If Netflix had owned the rights to the DC characters in my extended universe, of course, I would absolutely whatever. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I will be very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be very happy. And about superhero movies, I have to ask you because you are one of the biggest figures in the industry. Do you think that these movies are losing popularity? Because I think that.
Oh, are they?
Precisely why? Why do you think
Well,
it's happening?
I mean, we've been watching superhero movies every weekend for 15 years or something like that, right? So
Every year,
it's not outrageous that there is a, that the graph is gonna fluctuate.
Of course. There's gonna be fatigue, a little bit of fatigue.
Yeah, and so I just think that I don't think by any means that I don't think the superhero movie is completely like done. I think that, but I do feel like there's an onus on the filmmakers and on the people who are the guardians of this IP to be sure that they are bringing audiences the highest quality material they can, because now audiences are very sophisticated. They know they know what they know the stories now. You need to surprise them again.
There you go. Need to surprise them again, which is good. That is definitely what needs to happen. You hear that, Jimmy Guns? But yeah. And when I tweeted this out, all I said was get this man a coffee, which, yes, he very much looked like he needed a coffee. Well, he needed a nap. He's been burning the candle on both ends, Mr. Zack Snyder. I mean, look at the globetrotting that it has been when it comes to promoting Rebel Moon, starting off in Brazil, then going to Mexico, then London, then Tokyo, then back here. Guy's been like, I mean, it's been a pretty much a little bit of a world tour. So the dude was like, you could tell his voice he'd been talking a lot, so his voice was a little bit, maybe he was fighting something, and then he just looked absolutely exhausted. But what was funny about this was, I just said, someone get this man a coffee, and of course it got some traction. A lot of people were, obviously just liked the tweet and just said like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But then of course you have the people, that use that certain hashtag that was all about being like, you should just take your L. Take your L, Dave. Take your L. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Obviously, this response has caused, of course, the Cell people to get excited, which it should. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not the first time that Zack has also been like, yeah, of course. And another thing, too, was when I did my video on that THR article that interviewed Zack, and it said, like, he closed the chapter, that DC chapter. I was getting some flack about that. And I was like, do you guys even know what a chapter is? Let me break it down. Did it say, did he close the book, the DC book? No, it's a chapter. Okay, let me just break it down for you. A chapter is something within the book, and a story goes on with more chapters. So even if, like, this were to happen, if he were to, like, do it and be like, all right, we're getting the band back together, we're making Justice League 2 and 3, let's do this. That would be a new chapter. That was kind of funny about that. I was like, okay, yeah, it's a new chapter. It's definitely a new chapter. And yes, if the stars were aligned and Netflix got all that and all the cast members were coming back and they said, here's a truck full of money, of course he would do it. And he's like, yeah, we're not going to fuck with you. You do the movie that you want to do. We're not going to fuck with you like Warner Brothers. Of course he would do it. But as I said, get this man a coffee. My God, he looked exhausted. Jeez. But right now, after seeing Rebel Moon twice, I want more of that. I'm just saying. And then I was kind of thinking, too, it was like, it would be kind of cool if somehow they could get a licensing thing to do an animated series, like I've been saying for a while. Like if they could tap in the studio that has Twilight of the Gods and then somehow do it like that, because not all the actors are going to come back. Let's just face facts. Like if it were to happen, not all the actors would come back. So if you were to do animation, it'd make it a lot easier. Just get a voice actor that sounds similar to that actor. They're fine. I mean, look what happens with What If. They don't use Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland. They're not using them. They just have voice actors which of course cut costs, of course. So that would be like that would be the scenario right there. That would be the more logical scenario, because let's face it, when it comes to a lot of, but yes, of course, yes, I had the people in the it was kind of funny. Again, I always like it when I do these like simple tweets and then all of a sudden you just like they start flying in and start saying stuff, and I'm like, okay, Cool. I mean, I guess this means that it's gonna get sold to Netflix. Crazy. Crazy. We still need high-quality de-aging tech. See, that costs too much. See, Eric, you're thinking too much. That's going to cost way too much to do that. If it's animation, it's not going to cost as much as de-aging technology. You got to think about that. What's going on, Game City Savior? He looks sleepy like the president. That's a good one. Sleepy Joe. All right, let me make sure that was all the tweets I wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But yeah. Should I take the L, guys? Do I take the L? Did I take the L with all that? Nah, I think we're fine. Anyways, all right. Let's go ahead and talk about the main topic. All right. James Gunn, man. Oh, boy, man. This guy has been talking and talking and talking for the past week. Woo! Has he been talking about that? Talking about this. Talking about that. Talking about all kinds of things. And, like I said, I'm all for it because I'm like, all right, get people hyped. You might as well get people hyped. Keep going. Keep going. Talking about that. And one of the things, let's go over some things right here. I got some screenshots. And let's talk about this one right here at first because a lot of people, of course, there's been a crazy debate when it comes to Superman and the trunks, the undies. Everybody always calls them trunks. I'm like, they're undies, Speedos. I mean, I think trunks of like more, but then again, I guess there's different versions or whatever. Fine. But there's always the argument about the trunks, the undies, and everybody's just kind of wondering, is it going to happen? Is it not? And it's kind of up in the air. I'm thinking that he's actually going to do the undies, which I'm not a fan of, but this is what he had to say right here when it came to somebody say, please, James Gunn, no trunks on Superman. You wouldn't believe the amount of pleading and upset I get based around trunks or no trunks. To me, not the most important aspect of Superman or his story, but so many strong feelings. Strong feelings indeed. Seems like every 6 or 7 weeks, there's an argument about trunks. There's an argument about morality in Batman. It's like fictional characters. Now, like I said, I don't want the trunks. I hope he doesn't go with the trunks. I would hope that maybe it would look more like the Rebirth costume. And I know like he's commented about some of that. I like what the Rebirth costume looks like. Rebirth doesn't have trunks. But odds are it might have trunks. But I do like that response because it's like, yeah, I mean, Superman's not about his undies. It's about the actual story and about the lore and the mythos of Superman. So, okay, cool. So if he has undies, I'm going to not like that. But at the same time, it's not like I'm going to be like, all right, not going to see the movie now. So there was that. Then there was this right here. Verisimilitude. I'm like, trying to say that word. You guys know that I struggle sometimes when it comes to these big words because I'm a big dum-dum. But obviously he posted this right here. He's at the Superman Legacy VFX department, and they have this right up there, right there, which means like staying true. So, and of course, this image, of course, has the trunks on. I mean, it seems like anything that he posts always is going to have basically the trunks on it. But I'm also kind of wondering too, because let's see, where is that? And I use this. This is from Ben Weeman. Okay, and I sourced him down below. He made this concept right here when it came to the new Superman costume, which goes for the Flesher Superman costume, which I thought it was a cool design. Now, again, I'm not a fan of the undies. Not a fan of it. I would actually prefer it without it, but I do like the rest of the design. I'm kind of wondering, like, man, if he does the black background when it comes to the Superman emblem, that'd be pretty sweet, to be honest. I do like the belt, the gold belt. That looks cool, and I like the gold around the boots. I dig this design. I don't know if it's going to actually look like that. Who knows? But from what I gathered, I mean, I don't know how soon we're going to see it. I mean, essentially, he also said when he was responding to people that, oh, shit, I should probably show that right there. There, that's what I'm talking about. So here we go right here. This is the concept right here. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't sharing my screen. But yeah, I do like this. I do like it. I like that. I like the gold around the emblem, the gold belt. I like the gold that's added to it. It's not like yellow, it's gold. Pretty cool. But again, I'm not a fan of the chones. Not a fan of the chonies right there. But not a bad. It's pretty slick. I like the lines in it. The texture looks pretty sweet. Not bad. Not too bad at all. So there was that. So there was that right there that I wanted to show you guys. Not too bad. I mean, like, it's very much taken from the Flesher, Superman concept. It kind of looks like Red Sun. There you go. Lose the black around the S. And it looks great. I don't know. That would be unique, though, if they did use the black around the S. I think the symbol is going to be red, yellow, and black. Interesting. Okay. Start off with the trunks and then change. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? That would be funny. And what if James Gunn actually were to do something like that, where he'd be like, okay, like you have the costume, it has the trunks, and then Lois just makes a comment like, you realize you're wearing your undies and, outside I can probably guarantee you, if I'm thinking like how James Gunn, he probably will, if there is trunks, there's going to be mention of them, right? There's going to be somebody's going to mention the trunks, the undies. Someone's going to mention it, I think. If they are in fact on the costume. They are in fact on the costume. And then of course this was happening. He debunked all of this. Despite Palm being one of my favorite actors to work with, this is not true. Not only is Palm Clementif not in the movie, but no one has ever even discussed her being in the movie, nor do I have any idea what role she would possibly play. I have no idea where this came from. Miriam isn't presently cast either, but I'd love to find a place for her. So what does that mean? Does that mean like she'll eventually get a place? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was like THR's big L that they took last Friday, was the fact that it's like, hey, guess what? We have these 2 new cast members for Superman Legacy, and then all of a sudden James Gunn, which is good, and this is what we like, he went, he kind of blew that. He blew that out of the water right there. Just totally blew that out of the water, which is good. Get out of here. And so we're glad for that. And then it was, of course, too, there's like when this all happened, everybody was doing the nepotism thing. Oh, it's not, he's doing nepotism. I'm like, yeah, nepotism. There's a lot of nepotism in Hollywood. It's not a new thing. Not a new thing. And, had some back and forths with people talking about it. And it's just kind of funny because if you have a bias, admit you have a bias. I get it. You're not a James Gunn fan. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be. Nobody's begging you to be a James Gunn fan. I know there's people that are big time fans, and then they just dogpile on anybody who's not a fan, just like with any director, any fandom. There's always going to be that. But it's just kind of funny because I was like going back and forth with someone right there, and they really had to like reach just to justify other directors doing nepotism. And it was just kind of funny because it's like there's a lot of examples out there. And of course, there was like an excuse for everybody, but not for James Gunn. There's only 2 people. There's only 2 people so far in this cast that he's worked with before. And that's Nathan Fillion and his brother. I don't think there's anybody else currently right now. Now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be more. Sure. There's definitely going to be more when it comes to that. But yeah, Alexa's bodyguard. Are you talking about Mercy? Yeah, a lot of people were saying, yeah, why not her? But who knows? Okay. And then, of course, we had something interesting right here, which this was a little like, okay, James, I see what you're doing here. I mean, it was like, okay, you're trying to show people you got some power. You got the power that's happening when it comes to the DC studios. You mentioned movies like The Batman and Joker are separate from DCU. How much are you involved in these movies? Do you know what their stories or did you read any of the scripts? Love from Egypt. James Gunn said, Todd had Joker in full swing by the time we came aboard. I've watched and given notes, but it is mostly with WB where it started. Everything forward in live action we're involved with. Now, you could take it 2 ways. You could be like, really? James Gunn giving Todd Phillips notes? Why the fuck? Todd Phillips, who made this masterpiece of a first Joker movie. Why would he take somebody like James Gunn's notes, who like writes nothing but dick jokes and wants to just have dick and fart jokes and sex and all that stuff? It's Todd Phillips. Do you know where he came from? Do you remember the movies that he made before the Joker? I was like, whoa. When I saw people do that, I'm like, do you realize that Todd Phillips made raunchy comedies before that? Anyways, but at the same time, it does feel like, oh yeah, James Gunn's like, oh, I'm going to mention that I gave notes on Joker too. You know, that's where it came across with me when I read it initially. But when I saw the response and I saw people like thinking that Todd Phillips would not take notes from James Gunn because he's like on a different like another level or something like that, I was like, yeah, Todd Phillips came from raunchy comedies. And he's, you know, and I love the fact that he's now moved into something greater, sure, but it was just kind of funny. It was just kind of funny to me. Bryce Dallas Howard, anyone? Yeah. I still talk about it. Yeah, I just want to see modern day in suit. Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case. But yeah, it was just kind of funny when that. But I think that was James Gunn kind of, you know, showing like, yeah, I gave him notes. Look at me. All right, let's do this. And then this was one thing too, and I was, you know, kind of discussing this with somebody because I heard otherwise when it came to utilizing the technology that is the volume for Superman Legacy as opposed to green screens. And this is what he had to say right here. With the use of practical sets, would you also use the volume for Superman Legacy, or are the sets too big for that? Sets too big and my cameras move too much. Good. The volume can be utilized in a beautiful way, and I thought what Matt Reeves did with the scenery of Gotham City, where Batman was in that vacant, you know, building, gorgeous. You could utilize it like that. But if you watch like the first season of Loki, if you watch Kenobi, when they really even sometimes with Mandalorian, when they utilize the volume, just you could, and you're moving the camera and you're trying to like switch, it just doesn't really work that well. And I like the fact that he said that his cameras move too much and his sets are too big. So I was like, cool, thank God. We don't have to worry about that because, like I said, you can utilize it for some things, and Matt Reeves did a good job, but not for everything. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah. And speaking of Matt Reeves, so this is where it gets interesting because this was kind of weird. And thank you again to DCU updates, DCU_updates. They're always on top of a lot of things when it comes to screenshots, because obviously James Gunn doesn't really post on Twitter anymore. It's mainly on Threads. But now we're going to be talking about, which is interesting because we've all heard, like, when it comes to Matt Reeves Batverse, we got the Penguin show coming out, and we were going to have a GCPD show that was supposedly going to be, you know, maybe in the works, who knows? And then there was going to be the whole Arkham series, which I was going, please, give me more, whatever you have, Matt, please. I just want it. I want all of it, please. You know, I want his universe to be a separate thing, and just, come on. And, you know, before this too, because like I said, there was a ton of responses that he had that, you know, he basically said that everything has been Matt Reeves' decision. So when it comes to even like bringing Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DCU, which, you know, I was hearing that was on the table. Okay, I heard it was like on the table. And obviously they debunked it, which is good, and I'm glad they debunked it. But the fact that you can't tell me that it was not once on the table, but I'm glad that it's going to be a separate thing. And they're like, all right, we'll just get another Batman then. Fine by me. So someone right here said, sir, could you tell me if Matt is producing another Batverse project other than the Batman 2, Penguin, and Arkham? Right now, Matt is producing Arkham as a DCU series. So there's just the two for now. What? So it's not Arkham in his unit? See, this is where I'm going, I don't know about this. That doesn't make any sense. What? How could that be? Why would Matt Reeves, like I get, like Matt Reeves likes the Batman, and who doesn't? But why would he be producing the Arkham series as in a different universe than his? That one doesn't make sense. That one doesn't make sense to me. That really doesn't. And this even made like Deadline, where it says DC Studios co-head James Gunn says Matt Reeves' Batman Arkham series in development is set in the new DCU. Ha! What? I don't want that. No, please.
Fuck me, right?
Ugh, I don't like that. I really don't. Stupid thing's not working again. There you go. That's what I want. Kill it. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. I really don't like that. I don't like that. I want it to be very much its own thing, and it just doesn't make sense. So I think he's fluffing this one a little bit. Maybe, I'm hoping. And maybe Matt Reeves will come out and say something. That would be sweet. Matt, can you please do that? Can you reassure fans that you're not producing an Arkham? But at the same time, if they're, I wouldn't be surprised, because then maybe they were just like, we don't, as much as we love what you're doing and it's been successful, at least with the first movie, we need to build this universe over here that's all connected. So can you, and then I'm kind of wondering, it's like, okay, so is James Gunn saying that, oh yeah, like we're going to do that, and they canceled the Arkham series, or they're going to plan on doing an Arkham series that takes place over here, and if Matt Reeves doesn't do it, he'll just be like an executive producer? I don't know. It's all weird. So that part I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Does Gunn just consider every other universe? I mean, I guess technically it's all DCU, but this is like the Elseworlds category. Maybe that's part of it too. I don't know. But I just don't like it. I really just don't like that. I really don't like that at all. So please, God, no, don't let that be the case. For the love of shit. Ugh. Yeah, but then of course he did say that somebody did actually ask too, what about the Batman 2? Have you read any drafts or heard any developments? I heard a pitch, no script yet. What? What the? How is there no script? That also makes me nervous. What the hell's going on here? It's all scaring me right now. The Matt Reeves verse, the Reeves verse is scaring the shit out of me right now, because now we're hearing that the Arkham series is taking place in the DCU, and now there hasn't been a script turned in yet for the Batman 2. Ay. My God, I'm getting a little scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little scared. Hopefully, we don't have anything to worry about. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie that I'm a little scared about it. A little scared about it. Maybe Matt is taking his time. I hope so. I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, well, I hope what I always hoped was the fact that it was like Matt Reeves is writing 2 and 3, like it's gonna be one big huge story. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping it's taking so long, because he's writing 2 and 3, and maybe they'll film them both at the same time. So then we don't have to wait like another 3 years for the third one. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see, but I'm looking forward to that Penguin series. That's for damn sure. All right. What else we got here? I think that was pretty much it right now. Yeah. Okay. We're good. We're good with that. So there you go. That was the main topic right there. Oh, shit. Did it again. Let's go to the next one, which, of course, is the controversy. Let's go to the Marvel world, huh? Guilty! Guilty. Jonathan Majors. Oh, boy. Well, we're kind of wondering what was going to be happening when it came to Jonathan Majors, and, yeah, he is found guilty. Let's see. Over the charges right here. Let me look it up real quick. I didn't have this tab open. I had the other tab open. Found guilty of harassment, of course. Okay. Jonathan Majors. Well, let's just bring up the article right here. So, pretty sad. Jonathan Majors found guilty of assault harassment. The verdict was reached Monday by a 6-person jury after over 4 hours of deliberation spread across 3 days. The actor is set to be sentenced on February 6th. The verdict was reached by a 6 okay, blah, blah, blah. We already seen that. With family members and his girlfriend, Megan Good, behind him. Sentencing, of course, will happen. Then the charges, a misdemeanor and a violation, carry a sentence of up to 1 year in prison. The 2 other charges, he was found not guilty of intentional assault in the 3rd degree and not guilty of aggravated harassment in 2nd degree. In his statement after the verdict, the actor's attorney said that looks forward to fully clearing his name, implying he may appeal. She continued, Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, his friends, and his fans for the love and support during this harrowing 8 months. Shortly after the verdict was read, Marvel Studios dropped the actor as Kang the Conqueror from its upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe. In total, Majors faces 4 charges of assault, aggravated harassment, and harassment after he called 911 on March 25th when he said he found his ex-partner, Grace Jabari, unconscious in their apartment. Police arrested Majors after finding apparent injuries on Jabari, including a laceration behind her ear and a bruised and fractured finger. Majors pleaded not guilty to all charges. Oh, boy. So that's not good. Is this possibly one of the biggest rise and falls of Hollywood? I mean, this guy was just... He got the role of being the next big baddie in the MCU. Of course, the MCU has been struggling, but still. And, Quantumania wasn't the best introduction. Creed 3. He was, there was that other movie where he's like a bodybuilder that was getting, before all this, was getting kind of praise. I don't know. It was at film festivals and whatnot. But man, this guy just like rose and now it's just, yeah. Just kind of wondering, like, is there anybody that's gone that quicker? I mean, is there anybody? He's a great actor. I'll give him that. Enjoyed his acting. I mean, I've heard things behind the scenes that maybe he kind of is a douche. I mean, I think we've all heard that before. And it's kind of funny, too, because remember that TMZ video where he broke up a fight at a high school? He just kind of showed up and, like, randomly, and nobody believed it for a second. It looked like it was a PR move. It was a video by a PR team from VOT. It looked like something straight out of The Boys. It looked fake as all hell. So there was that whole thing where they were trying to do something, but man, it's just pretty crazy. But yeah, they did all that. And then, of course, there's some people in the chat that, of course, were comparing it to the Ezra Miller situation, which that went to trial. That didn't end up being anything. Again, it's all that. And of course, people are going to start doing the whole like, oh, it's because he's trans, he's white, he's Jewish, whatever the hell. They're going to say that. And then they're going to do that whole thing. It's not because of the actual situation and breaking down the situations. It's all because of identity politics. It's all because of that. That's already all out there, which is, it's so ridiculous. It makes me sick because then it's like, well, can we talk about like the people involved and all the shit that they're going through, and you guys are just immediately just doing this whole identity politics thing? Can we not do that, please? I mean, that's the thing. It's just always, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's like, yeah, that went to trial. This went to trial. This is what happened. This is what they found. After hearing all the stuff, showing all the things, this is what all has happened. But at the same time, do you think Ezra's going to get any roles anytime soon? No. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening. And it looks like Jonathan Majors probably not going to be getting any roles anytime soon either. So there it is. Yeah, there's a lot of things when it came. Yeah, the Ezra situation is a very complicated one. That's for damn sure. And a lot of false allegations and false there's a lot of false things that happen there. But he stopped those girls from fighting. Clearly, he's in. I know. That's what I was just talking about. Man. Anyways. But, well, before we fully get there, I mean, I saw people, okay, so when it comes to recasting, so let's bring that back up. When it comes to recasting Kang, who do we feel? Because I think when it comes to Kang, I mean, obviously, if you watch the end of Loki, they did a pretty good job with the whole multiverse stuff where they don't have to. I think they could kind of relax a little bit. I mean, obviously, Deadpool is going to go crazy with it's going to be more of a parody of multiverse concepts. And of course, Secret War is going to be a thing. But I'm just saying now, when it comes to what's happening, I know a lot of people are like, just bring in Doctor Doom. I don't want them to just bring in Doctor Doom and then rush Doctor Doom. I really don't want that. I think they should just recast. Not a big deal. We've only seen him, we've seen him twice, technically, if you want to count Loki, but as Kang, as full-on Kang the Carpenter. Kang the Carpenter, that's right. He will install some carpet, put up some shelves, all with his magic. No, but Kang the Conqueror, we've only really seen him in action once, and it wasn't the best introduction. So maybe that's what Marvel's considering. It's like, well, people didn't really like Quantumania, so why even go forth with it? But at the same time, I'm just kind of going like, just recast. There's plenty of actors out there. Aldous Hodge, see, someone said that. I've seen John David Washington. There's been numerous castings that I've seen out there that it's like, yeah, I mean, just recast. What's wrong with recasting? Nothing wrong with recasting. Some people said Ray Fisher. Some people actually said Ray Fisher. And I went, okay. That's funny because I've seen, Snyder fans say Ray Fisher. But, it's like the same Snyder fans go, Marvel is dying. It's a sinking ship. And then all of a sudden you want Ray Fisher to join Marvel Cinematic Universe? I'm like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Come on. I mean, I think Ray would actually nail it, and it would be an awesome opportunity for sure, and he could do something with that role 100%. But it was just kind of funny. I'm like, wait, I thought we all thought Marvel was dying, and now you want to bring in somebody you love into the sinking ship? Like, hey, here you go. Here's a seat to the Titanic. But yeah, it was just like, okay, interesting. But then again, that'd be up to Ray. And if he took it, cool. It's good. It would be a good opportunity for him. Just kind of wondering though, with everything that's happened, and that's what I love about Ray, is the fact that he did put his career on the line when he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go after Warner Brothers, and he did. And that probably, it did tarnish his name a little bit when it came to studios, without a doubt. But that he didn't care, and that's what was great. Is he dug his heels in and said, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'll be all right. He's a theater actor, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Box office. All right, let's take a look at the box office this weekend. I mean, there was only one big movie. There, of course, Wonka came out, and I always like to go over the box office numbers. So here we go, right here. All right, so here's what we got. Wonka made $39 million domestic. Not too bad. I don't even know what the budget is right there. And then, of course, it made a total of 133.2 international, so 152.2 worldwide. I mean, not too bad, but I'm kind of wondering what the budget was for it. But, actually, that's a little bit more than I thought it would actually make. And I'm curious to see it. I'll watch it eventually. I didn't get around to it last week, but, yeah, I was kind of curious. I'm like, what's this going to do? Are people actually going to go out to see this? And it looked like, it did decent. And then we got Godzilla -1, which I keep an eye on. It's at 64.2 million. So it's still, it's going to get more releases, which is good. And then it seems like the Hunger Games movie is kind of doing fairly decent. I didn't think this movie was going to go anywhere because I was like, does anybody really care about Hunger Games anymore? But it's at 289.7. So it's not bad. It's not a bomb. I was like wondering, is my buddy Rachel Zegler, is she ever going to have a successful movie? Just kidding. Don't come after me. I'm the fun police. Don't come after me, Rachel. Where's Rachel? Anyways. But yeah, so there you go. There's a box office. Like I said, brief. Nothing too bad. But like I said, we got Aquaman coming out this week. So that's going to be interesting. All right, Rebel Moon, baby. Let's talk about some of these reviews. I mean, obviously, it was kind of funny. Again, just like it is all the time. Everybody says fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Don't talk about Rotten Tomatoes. And then when a movie that they are looking forward to, or a movie they are looking forward to trash, they bring up Rotten Tomatoes. Aren't we fun? Aren't we a fun bunch? I mean, the way I look at it, I've always said I don't like Rotten Tomatoes rating system. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think it's garbage. But I do utilize it as a tool when it comes to actual reviews that I can actually just find in one spot. It's a hub. And I can find those reviews and look at them. That's what I like it for. But I hate it that people just open up a movie, look at, obviously, what's the biggest thing? What's the biggest thing on the fucking page? It's the percentage. And it's always just either that or a that. I hate that. That's what I hate. But some of these reviews, and we kind of talked about this, of course, when it came to the Vodka stream, but some of these reviews, okay? Some of these reviews that actually call out the Snyder cult, fuck you. Fuck you. That's not how you do film criticism. When you're calling out a fan base and then you're just trashing the movie because of the fan base. Because someone said something mean to you on Twitter, a bunch of people came into my mentions and said mean things. So now, when that fandom's movie comes out, you're just going to trash it because of the fandom? Get out of film criticism, please. Somebody stop doing what you're doing. That's not how you do it. And sadly, that's just the way it is nowadays. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what's so dumb about a lot of this. I mean, I've seen people, there are people that just love. They love that they're sticking it. And, of course, the people who've had, and it's funny too, because the same people that they've dealt with when it comes to the cult, I've had issues with them as well, even though I'm part of the Snyder fandom and love his movies. And yeah, I'm biased. Okay? I watched the movie. I loved it. Watched it twice. Can't wait to watch it again. I mean, obviously I didn't think I was going to walk out going, God, that's, oh my God. No. And I got a Jimmy speaker head. Look at this. Yes. So I can admit that I have a bias. And I don't care. But I could still be like, okay, but I could break down the movie a little bit and whatever the hell. But yeah, that's just when it comes to some of these. Now, I'm not saying it's all like that. Of course it's not all like that. Some of them are saying a hugely expensive but uninspired Star Wars knockoff with some thrilling action sequences. At least they said that. And some truly ugly moments that taints the entire thing. So some people say that. Whatever side of the Zack Snyder fence you're on, and if you straddle the fence, prepare to be pushed one way or the other. Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Fire is exactly what you think it is. Yeah. So, but again, when I see people, and then I'll even see people that are actively trying to spoil the movie because they want to stick it to the fans. And if you're doing that, you're just as toxic as those people. That's what's so crazy about a lot of this as well, is if you were just like licking your chops and you cannot wait to either spoil it for, these fans or spoil it because you've had bad interactions, you're just as bad. I've had bad interactions too, but you don't see me like going, I can't wait to stick it to these guys. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And if you're doing that, especially if you're, if your job is to either, because I saw a certain person who's like kind of in the scooping game or something like that, kind of do something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course you would do that because you're obsessed with sticking it to these fans. That's fucking sad. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm kind of curious, though, and, when it comes to these reviews, because it's at, 24%, which is like, BVS, I'm kind of curious to see, like, if any of these reviewers, if any of these critics are going to turn around when it comes to the extended R-rated cut. Now, a lot of people were kind of wondering, like, okay, why would they do this? This is going to hurt the movie. This is hurting the movie because they release this cut and it's getting trashed. So this is going to hurt the movie. It's going to hurt, Netflix is going to oh my God, what's going to happen? And blah, 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 blah. And people are like freaking out about that. And people are questioning it. Why would they do that? And obviously, when we've had numerous interviews with Zack and Debbie, it's funny because people tend to forget things. But there's been numerous interviews with Zack and Debbie talking about why they did this. I mean, obviously, they're like, all right, we're going to do this version. And Zack has always done like, okay, we have this version. And then I have my freaky, weirdo version or whatever the hell that I want to do. And basically Netflix was like, well, how about we do both? Well, how about we just built it in to this whole thing? And it's pretty cool because we get a Zack Snyder movie this week. And then we get a Zack Snyder movie next year, next April. Then we get more Zack Snyder movies because we're going to get 2 other cuts of those movies. And that's still very much up in the air because there was like information that came out that said, oh yeah, the R-rated cut, the Snyder cut is coming out before part 2. But then at the Q&A on Friday that Zack did, he said summer. So I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know. It's just like going back and forth with that because I was excited. I was like, cool. We get to get the R-rated cut before part 2 because I kind of want to see that just a little bit more than part 2 because I just want to see what was more in there. I rewatched that first trailer that it's basically the combination of both. And I was going like, oh, there's a lot of scenes in there. I was like, maybe like, whoo, But anyways. So where was I getting at with this? Well, a lot of people turned around when it came to BVS. I remember John Schnepp did a complete 180 when it came to the Ultimate Cut. And then it's kind of funny because, when people were like questioning it and blah, 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 let's listen to somebody who, kind of has his finger on the pulse. Somebody who's very well known as a filmmaker, explaining this concept.
We can see is an expanded form of cinema. I want to do a movie that's 6 hours long and 2.5 hours long at the same time, same movie.
Huh?
And you can stream it for 6 hours, or you can go and have a more condensed, immersive version of that experience in a movie theater. Same movie. Just one's the novel and one's the movie. Why not? I think let's just use these platforms in ways that haven't been done before.
What? That's a crazy concept, Jimmy Cams. Who's going to do that? Zack Snyder's doing that. So that's why I was like, when people were questioning that, it's like, well, there you go. Listen to James Cameron. He just explained it for you right there. I was like, okay, that's pretty much it. I mean, I get it. I'd rather see the R-rated cut first, sure. But it is kind of cool to be like, all right, let's get this more condensed version, and now we're going to get a 3-hour cut that's going to be graphic. And according to Zack, what he said when it came to his 3-hour cut, it's a freaky version. It's freaky. He gave 0 fucks. That's what he said. He gave 0 fucks. So now that's got me even more intrigued. After seeing the PG-13 cut, I'm like, oh, okay. I am now wondering what he means by that. I'm intrigued. I got a boner. Yeah. Anyways. And then we got this right here from Zack. That he's got like, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but he did release this right here. Well, let me see what he said right here. He said, over 152 days of shooting in 4 electrifying minutes. Excited to show you my Rebel Moon set diary, part 1, A Child of Fire, premieres on Netflix in 3 days. So he released this right here showing
this wall. We're just going to blow some stuff up and hopefully that'll look cool. I'm Zack Snyder and we're on the set of Rebel Moon. We've been in pre-production for quite a while. We're going to shoot for 152 days, so this is the start of a long journey. These are the scarecrows, actually, that we're going to put out in the wheat field. Sam and Eris will be putting those up when Jimmy sees them. The camera tests have gone really well. We were reviewing all their...
So yeah, you guys can watch that. Obviously, Zack posted it. We don't have to watch it all right here, but yeah. Pretty cool. Got a little set diary right there. You got to love that. Got to love that. But... now I wanted to talk a little bit about the premiere that I went to. I went to the LA premiere, of course, on Wednesday. Hold on, let me make sure. Scroll a little bit down, find some of that. Obviously, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys saw I was posting pictures like crazy. But let me just kind of break it down for you a little bit right here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Pretty much. All right. Let's start right there. So, yeah, went to the LA premiere. Me and Took Mama film Junkee. And, yeah, it was a long day. I mean, I left my house at about 11 a.m. and didn't get back till 2:45 a.m. Jesus Christ, that's a long day. That is a long day. I hate driving out to LA. I've said that many times. And I've driven out to LA twice in a week. And I'm like, I need to take a break from driving out to LA because it's always a pain in the ass to drive to LA. It always takes almost 2 hours to get there. And it takes about an hour to get back. That just shows you how fucked up the traffic is. Not to mention it's a shithole. It's a shithole. But driving out to LA and getting into LA, the Netflix building, it was kind of cool because they have like a big, huge poster billboard right on the front of it. That's Rebel Moon. Cool. Rebel Moon everywhere. It was kind of nice. Like, get off the exit, Rebel Moon billboard. You know, Rebel Moon billboards. They're really pushing it. And then, of course, where the Chinese theater was, there's like a plaza, like a mall kind of place. Rebel Moon all over the elevators. Just they're really pushing a lot of stuff when it comes to Rebel Moon. And, of course, we did meet with the Colberts. The Colberts, Amanda and Steven were there. You know, we got a little bite to eat, which is cool. Here's a little video right here of the sign. Guy playing guitar in front of it. Here's some images right here that my mom took. We were waiting. There's Steven, me and Steven right there in front of it. There's a little setup they had on Hollywood Boulevard with the statues. And that's where basically all the stars were coming in this way. A little video of that. Pretty sweet. Hey, there's Liz Wonder right there. I got to finally meet Liz Wonder in person, so that was pretty cool. She was dressed up as Cora, of course. It was great to actually meet Liz. Yeah, I met Liz and Sam in person, who, of course, have both been on the Vodka stream. As you wish. Carrie Elways right there. Took a picture of him. Hey, there's the queen right there, Debbie. And then, of course, we had Jenna Malone. She was looking gorgeous. And her role in the movie, whoo-wee, Jesus. And then, yeah, the Snyders, the whole family was there, man. Brought the whole family, kids and all. So that's pretty cool. We got Eli right there, and this is Zack's dad. Zack's dad right here at the end. So brought the whole family to the premiere. The Snyders. Of course, there's Mr. Titus Jaimon Hansu. We got Staz right there. He was the funniest of them all. He was really having fun with these guys right over here. These guys that were just chilling right there. We got Bay Moon right there. There's Ray Fisher. I actually fist bumped Ray Fisher, which was cool. He like came up and fist bumped everybody. And then there's a Green Lantern. Is that a Green Lantern we see? That's right. Wayne T. Carr was there. Yeah, we both spotted each other like, hey, it's Wayne. So, and he actually tweeted a picture too, and I was standing right there. I was like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, Wayne T. Carr also there, rode with Ray. So that was pretty sweet. Yeah, and then there's the guy who plays Gunner right there, looking at the priest guys. Ed Skrein, posing. General Noble. And then, of course, the queen right there, Sophia, posing in front of all that as well, looking gorgeous. And then Charlie Hunnam looking a little freaked out right here. Charlie Hunnam, will it be? Charlie Hunnam is a little scared. It was funny, like I said. It was funny how most of the actors did not know that they were real guys that were just standing there. And I kind of felt sorry for those guys too. I was like, jeez. But yeah, Hunnam right there. There's the screen. That was cool. And yeah, and then there's Zack and Debbie introducing the movie, and those guys are still there. They went all over the place. Those guys went all over the place. So that was pretty cool. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, watch the movie. It was the guy who plays Gunner. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I know somebody will mention it. I briefly talked to him. briefly because we were coming out of the bathroom and it was kind of funny. He was about to go into the bathroom and he was talking to his wife or girlfriend, whatever. And it was kind of funny because his poster was right in front of the men's room, the men's restroom. It was his character poster. And then I was just like, we walked out and I look and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You know, I just kind of went, did a stupid thing. I was like, hey, can't wait to see the movie, man. Boop, 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 and all that stuff. So that was pretty funny. Oh, yeah. And then I was kind of obsessed with this guy. So when we're sitting in the bleachers, and we were sitting there for about 2 fucking hours, my ass was numb on a cold metal bench. Like I got to the point where I was just like leaning forward because I was like, geez, my ass was getting numb. But as all the stars were arriving, I was obsessed with Zack Snyder's stunt double. There's a security guy that looked like Zack Snyder. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like Zack. You know? His stunt double. Looks like a stunt double to Zack right there. I just thought it was funny. And I kept telling him, like, look at Zack Snyder's stunt double. Security guy. I just thought that was funny. But let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah. And then Amanda, she answered this question perfectly because Amanda Colbert got picked to go down and get interviewed by, I don't know. I've seen this girl before. I think she's working with she's definitely working with Netflix. But Amanda went down there because it was kind of funny because they were pulling people from the bleachers to go down and do this whole like fan question kind of thing, answering Zack Snyder questions. And they pulled a couple of people I knew, and then they were going like, they were pointing this way because we were on the far this way over here. So Steven and I were doing like the Roxbury thing. We're like, me, him, me, or my mom? What, who calling? And we're like walking up, we're like, or is Amanda? And then they were like, no, we wanted Amanda because they had mainly guys. So it's like, all right, we need a female in there too. And she got asked a sucker punch question and she nailed the answer right here because she loves sucker punch so much.
Sucker Punch, what alternate reality do the characters retreat to when facing dangerous situations? Which one? Are we talking about the one that's a little bit more like samurai soldiers? Are we talking about the one that's inside her mind? Or are we talking about the one that's on the stage that's commanded by Blue and Madame Gorski, on which the women perform that actually transports them into the different realities that they inhabit?
I mean, I just wanted the burlesque brothel, but I got a whole Zack Snyder essay, and I love it. I love it.
You should watch Sucker Punch, the extended edition, if you haven't.
Release the Snyder Punch. That's what I'm talking about. So she answered that perfectly. She's perfect for that. Perfect answer to that. Totally nailed it. So that was pretty cool. She is. She knows her sucker punch. She definitely knows her sucker punch. But yeah. This girl was a host on DC Daily. Okay, that's probably where I know her from. And then this is Wayne T. Carr right here. He took this picture. And I just happened to be pointing at him right there. Steven's looking at his phone. I love that. But yeah, there we were right in the front right there. So that was pretty funny. So much fun, but a long day because we got out of the movie and then we went to a Dave & Buster's to get some food, have a beer, or something, just kind of wind down from all the madness because, as soon as you get out of the screening, it's just like, it's pure madness all there. And there was an after party, but sadly we didn't have the right wristband to get into it, because they do all that thing where it's like, we were like VIPs. But the VIPs, you don't do the after party. You need a different band for that and blah, blah, blah. So we didn't do the after party stuff, which is fine because, had Mama Film Junkee with me. We had a group. And, to be honest, it was just like after the movie was over, it was like, let's get something to eat and just go home because it was Wednesday night. Jeez, doing it on a Wednesday. So, yeah, sadly didn't get into that. But that's all good. And then when I saw it Saturday night, found a Tarek. That's right, Staz. There's Staz. So when I went to the Egyptian Theater for the second viewing, Staz was there. I thought I saw him too. It was interesting. And then all of a sudden we're looking in the lobby. I'm like, oh, it's friggin' Staz. Tarek. Right there. It looks different without the long hair. I know that. But, yeah, we took a picture with him, so that was pretty sweet. We found a Tarak right there. Found a Tarak. Yeah, he's a tall dude. He's a tall dude. You know, but I'm not a super tall. I'm not a tall dude, so. But anyway, so there you go. That's pretty much my experience right now when it comes to Rebel Moon. Good times. It was a fun time, and I just don't want to have to drive out to LA for a while. That's all. That's what I don't want to do. One thing I did want to I forgot to mention in the main topic. Let me bring it up right here. Like I said, I had too many freaking tabs. I wanted to bring this up. It has something to do with Superman Legacy and James Gunn. Sorry, I burped a little bit. But he did post this as well. When it comes to Superman Legacy, James Gunn, he decided, all right, I'm going to post a little sketch that I made. And he posted this right here. Spoiler! Well, probably not. I'm constantly drawing Superman Legacy shots and storyboards all over everything. Here's one I just sent to my department heads to understand how tight a shot was going to be. We had been discussing Superman Legacy. I think he meant it to do a hashtag. So apparently there's going to be like a very tight shot of him just flying right there. Looks like Groot. Looks like Groot right there. A lot of people are saying, man, that looks like Groot. So he posted that storyboard right there. And then naturally, because, you know, we're all tribalistic and fun, is everybody was comparing it to Zack Snyder's storyboards. And I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, guys. Why do you have to do this? Why? Yes, that was a sketch. Yes, it's not a good sketch. But James Gunn is not a professional drawer. I don't know. Zack is. Like, he knows how to draw. He went to school for that. And it's like, do you guys really want to do this? Like, and it's kind of funny, too, because the people that did that, did they call out David Ayer's storyboards that he posted earlier that were kind of like, you know, because he's not an artist either? Again, Zack's multi-talented. He knows how to draw, like, good sketches. But it was just kind of like, come on, guys. And then I was like, I almost, like, tweeted out, like, guys, are you going to make fun of David Ayer's? Because his was just kind of like quick sketches. Like, he's just sketching and blah, blah, blah. It was just like, good Lord. I tell you. I'm like, come on, can we just stop it? Just stop it. Stop doing that. We don't need to compare these two or put them up against them. I mean, I literally saw a tweet that said, he so wants to be Zack. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. You guys are embarrassing yourselves. Don't do that. But I still thought it was like, okay, cool. We're going to get an interesting, like, tight shot of, you know, of how he's flying. I'm wondering how that's going to be different from the other shots that we've seen Superman, the different iterations, kind of curious of how it's going to look. Yeah. They both have wonderful tones and great yeah, thank you. I mean, that's the thing. That's a good way to look at it. And sometimes it's not for some people. You know, I like Zack better, but I don't hate James Gunn, and I enjoy his movies too. So, but yeah, I forgot to bring that up earlier, so I was like, all right, let me bring that up now. And, yeah. Anyways, okay. What are we doing here? Oh, let's see, to be honest, he's skinny. Okay, somebody in my mentions. Somebody in my mentions is talking about Robert Pattinson being too skinny again. My God, are we over this yet? Hoy. Ridiculous. I don't know, and it's always dudes. You notice that? I'm like, anytime that somebody says Robert Pattinson's too skinny, it's always a dude. I'm like, why are you so fascinated by another dude's physique? I don't get it. Anyways, questions. Twitter questions. Miss Jackson, I'm at work till 7. Tonight's show is going to be so good. Yeah, well, hopefully. Axel, Dave, did you see those leaks of Suicide Squad or Justice League? Because, yikes. Are you talking about, like, designs and, like, shots of it? I mean, I wasn't, like, thinking they were the best. Was there more that came out? But I wasn't, you know, I was like, all right, the concept's cool, but I don't see me playing the game, really. Eric, Dave, I guess you missed the second half of my chat post, but I said, or high-quality realistic animation. Now that I've often said Zack loves to push the boundaries of visual possibilities, so I wonder if Robert Zemeckis would be up to work with him on it. I doubt that. Robert Zemeckis is just gonna, like, I don't. Okay. Hey, Rob, want to help me with restoring the Snyderverse? Okay, Zach. Just kidding. Nicotina, what do you think about Ray Fisher being cast as Kang? Well, like I said, I thought we all thought it was a sinking ship, so why bring Ray into a sinking ship? And I think he would nail it, but I just don't really quite go, you know, I'm like, because everybody just like shits on Marvel, and like, especially in the Snyder fandom and DC stuff, it's like, why would you want one of the actors that you love to go over to the Marvel machine? Man of Steven, what's the minimum you think Superman Legacy can make at the box office? And if it does underperform, what do you think happens with the DCU afterwards? It gets sold for pots. What kind of feels like all riding on the first movie? I mean, I don't think it's all riding on the first movie. A lot of it's riding on the first movie. I will give it that. But I think if they're going to be building up some hype for other things too, that is also part of it. But yeah, obviously a majority is on Superman Legacy. And yeah, it needs to be a hit. It can't, underperforming is probably not an option, but depending on the budget, they just need to make a profit. If the budget's like $150 million, which is probably what it's going to be, I think it's going to cost less than Man of Steel, which is crazy to think about. It needs to make, you know, the 2.5 to 3 times the budget in order to, you know, so that's the way they're going to probably crack all that down. Also, how do you think they're going to deal with Peacemaker 2 being in the DCU? I still wish that he wasn't touching Peacemaker Season 2. I enjoyed Peacemaker Season 1. I don't need a second season, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, unless he comes up with some crazy good idea, sure, but I don't know. Do you think they might have some sort of dimension traveling subplot? I mean, there could be something like that. And if it works, it works. But to me, I'm just like, work on all the other shit. Let's not work on Peacemaker Season 2. Let's see. Mr. Jess Hendricks. I will say this every day. I get more excited for Superman Legacy. Ray Fisher Kang would be awesome. Yeah. After critics, I'll be staying up Thursday. Do it. Let's cause those. Let's make Netflix crash. Let's cause those servers to crash. James, I reckon Matt Reeves might move the Batman over to DCU as well as I thought at the start of the year. Yeah, some people were suspecting that too, that's going to happen. I don't know. I hope not. Coantro, I always say your name wrong. Yeah, Mr. G. Hi, Dave. Is Rebel Moon Part 3 confirmed to start filming soon, or is that being greenlit depending on the success of 1 and 2? Good question. I don't think it hasn't been announced yet, so... But it seems like they're going all in with Zack, but maybe they're waiting for the weekend numbers. Ryan, happy Monday. Almost said happy Hanukkah. I'm not Jewish, but anybody out there, happy Hanukkah, of course. Happy Monday. I wonder how many Rolaids Kevin Feige has consumed today. Yeah, he's probably drunk in his office on some 30-year-old scotch. My opinion is they'll recast, as I'm sure the outline for the next 9 films is set. We'll see. Going to see Rebel Moon tomorrow night. Can't wait. Merry Christmas from Arizona. Enjoy, Ryan. Devon Wooter, hey, Dave, what are your thoughts? Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot about this, too. Alan Ritchson. That's right. Well, I'll give my 2 cents about that as soon as we're done here. Of course, he wants to play Batman and stuff like that. And then did I watch the trailer of Miller's Girl starring Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman? I did not watch that trailer. I saw the poster, but I did not watch the trailer of that quite yet. Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question number 1. If Marvel decides to replace Kang with a different villain, could this be an even bigger problem for them? I don't think so. I think it's actually a pretty easy problem. I don't think anyone's going to really give a shit, to be honest. With the Arkham show now in the DCU, will this make Joker not be that explored in the Matt Reeves? Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like they're already established. Ugh, I don't want that to be the case, God damn it. Question 3, which bat suit would you like to see taken inspiration in the DCU and worn by Batman? You know what? I mean, we've had the heavily armored suits, you know? We've had that. I mean, I would not mind just a more basic. And I kind of want them to go with the blue. Can we finally get the blue? I mean, we kind of got the blue and gray a little bit when it came to the Flash. I think let's make the blue and gray, dark blue, work a little bit. That's what I kind of... Naven. When Snyder talks about Rebel Moon starting as a Star Wars pitch, didn't he mean as a creative exercise? So many people now are like, he went to Disney and Kathleen Kennedy just sat there blinking. Who knows? It started as an original idea, and then he pitched it as a Star Wars. So he's had this idea. I mean, it was very much inspired by Star Wars. The Kang mess. Kang mess is an easy fix. Quit being chicken shits and recast the role. Back when this all started, Marvel Studios was all about making sure actors knew the brand was... Yeah, exactly. I mean, they replaced Terrence Howard. So why can't they do it? But yeah, Alan Ritchson made a comment because people were like, oh, maybe he could play Batman. And he was like, how can we have this happen? You know, I would love to play Batman. Maybe we can have this happen. And of course, he's been interviewed a lot recently because season 2 of Reacher, which I'm looking forward to, really enjoyed the first season. I thought he was fantastic. And I like Alan Ritchson as a character, but him as Batman. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. He definitely has the size for like a big brooding Batman. Sure, but I just never saw him as Batman. Like the size, sure, but the face, I don't see it with the face. And of course, he could just, dye his hair brown or black or whatever the hell, because he's blonde. But I just don't see him as Batman. I mean, I originally, like before Zachary Levi got Shazam, I thought he'd be a good Shazam. And then somebody asked me as well, I was like, who would you see Alan Ritchson playing in the DCU if you had to pick a role? And I kind of went Booster Gold, maybe Booster Gold. I could see that, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's like what, in his 40s? He's like in his 40s, right? He looks young, and he's still, he does have a superhero look. That's why, I mean, he was in the Titans TV show, but yeah, I just don't see him. I just don't really see him as Batman. I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan of it. No matter how big his fucking shoulders are and how big his goddamn boobies are. I just don't see it. Anyways. Now, I hope they go with like a no-name. But I was like all about, the whole Lee Pace thing. So, I don't know. That's just, wasn't for me. Okay? Anyways, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Share. Become a member because we'll do a members-only stream on Wednesday. And, we'll see what's being talked about this week. And, of course, like I said, I'll probably be doing videos about Aquaman, some of the reviews. I'll have my first reaction review this week as well. So I look forward to all that. And, just look forward to more videos and clips and all this kind of stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, Rebel Moon, baby. Support Rebel Moon. Watch it Thursday. Definitely put it on there and watch it on your big screen TV, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Cannot wait. Yeah, that's right. He also was Aquaman in Smallville, Alan Ritchson. I mean, he does have the superhero look. I just don't see Batman. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. I'll talk to you later.